Hello everybody, it's Elisa here and I'm an eating disorder recovery coach helping you recover from your eating disorder. And today's topic, I want to actually answer one of your questions or video requests for me, and I will be very happy to talk about it because this is something that I can talk about my own experience. And I have some pretty good tips for you. And also the first thing I want to say is that many people can't recover on their own, and this is totally okay, and you don't have to feel bad about it. You need to ask help. But the fact is that even when you get recovery help and go through a treatment or something, then even like it's most likely like to get to full recovery, you still need to kind of do it on your own. Like after coming from a treatment center, often so many people relapse, they go back to restriction. So even for you, if you have asked help, if you got support for your recovery, like even for you, this video is important to get you to actually do full recovery. And so I want to talk about my own experience because I recovered on my own from my eating disorders, bulimia and orthorexia, and also like over-exercising and just like the extreme dieting and stuff. So the first thing, and I have some things written down, so I will sometimes look down to my notes. So the first thing I want to say is that like you have to develop this particular mindset for yourself in recovery. And this mindset is like you have to become your own cheerleader, you have to become your own best friend, you have to become your own like recovery coach who will support you through this process. And especially in those bad days, because recovery is hard. In recovery you're gonna have bad days. In recovery you will feel negative, you have all of these fears and emotions come up. So especially on those bad days, you have to notice what is your mindset, because you can't only recover on good days, you have to keep on recovering, especially on the bad days as well, because this is exactly the moment when the eating disorder will try to like have these kind of negative thoughts about yourself. You misinterpret that those thoughts are you, and you shame yourself, you guilt yourself, you are so negative towards yourself, you bash yourself, you talk down to yourself. And this is not you. You have to recognize that this is the eating disorder trying to push you back into the restriction. But to get over this, you have to develop this mindset that even in those negative days, you're gonna support yourself through it as a best friend. And what I mean is that it doesn't mean that you need to be happy all the time. It doesn't mean that you can't have a bad day, but actually like how to support yourself through those bad days as a best friend would. They would support you, they would tell you that they love you, they care about you, they want to help you. They would maybe encourage you to be proactive, do something about it. And they will tell you the truth that you need to still keep on recovering despite that you have bad days. So you really have to notice your mindset, that you don't go into this like eating disorder thinking and just like being so negative, even more negative about yourself when you have a bad day, but actually like how to instead of focusing on the negativity, how to instead focus on the solution. Okay, I have a bad day, what can I do about it? What can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger from this experience? And this is how you will support yourself through recovery, because recovery is very hard. But having this mindset of being your own best friend, your own coach, your own cheerleader, this is really like what helped me go through the hard parts of recovery. And the next thing is that you have to develop this another skill. And this skill, what I'm talking about is that like in recovery, we have our biggest fears coming up. Our biggest fears are manifested. You know, the extreme hunger, the fear of like binging, the fear of weight gain, like everything will come up. And you will see your body like kind of changing, your appetite is maybe like so big, you crave all of those like unhealthy food, junk food, like your biggest fears all are just in front of you. But you have to develop this skill of seeing the fear, feeling the fear, but going towards the fear and going through the fear until the fear will dissolve. Because if you don't develop this skill, then what happens is that as soon as you are afraid to do something, as soon as you are faced with the extreme hunger, as soon as you see the weight going up, you panic and you go back to your eating disorder and you relapse. But actually you don't understand that the fear, all of this fear comes from your eating disorder, and all of this fear is irrational fear. And you have to you have to go against your brain, basically. And this is how you recover from the fear. This is how the fear will go away. And this is why the saying of feel the fear and do it anyway holds very much truth in recovery. You literally have to be okay with being scared, feeling the fear. You have to be willing to go into the feeling of feeling so uncomfortable, so scared, so anxious, but you must keep on going. And there is the other saying of if you go through hell, then keep going, because only this way it will pass. Because and also I have done another video about why you need to get uncomfortable in the recovery, and I will link it here. So look this video where I explain why you need to go into the uncomfortable feeling. And this is literally a skill to develop in recovery, because if you do it on your own, there's nobody to do it for you, nobody to push you into the doing what's uncomfortable and letting your body have the extreme hunger, let your body gain weight if it needs to. It's normal, it's natural, and you have to accept the fear and keep on going, because only this way the fear in time it will dissolve. And another tip is that you have to make recovery your #1 priority. I'm not telling you to not do your daily stuff you need to do, but recovery needs to be your top priority. If you're only willing to invest little bit every day to your recovery, or from a scale from 0 to 10, you are only a level of 5 commitment to your recovery, you won't get 100% results. You won't get to full recovery. So recovery needs to become your top #1 priority in your life. And yes, it means that you have to fit it in to each day. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be super easy, super convenient to you. Of course, recovery is not convenient. This is not how it works, but you have to make the recovery in the forefront of your mind every day. You have to focus on recovery, and you can't only recover when you feel motivated to do so. You can't only recover when you have another relapse. You can't only recover when you have a good day, but when the bad day comes, you relapse and you feel oh, fuck this thing and I can't keep on going. Sorry about that. But yeah, I just get so passionate about this. So you can't only recover when it's convenient to you. You can't only recover when you have a free day and you have free time to focus on recovery. You have to even recover on your hardest days possible. Recovery needs to be your #1 priority. But also I want to remind you that eating disorder lasts for a lifetime. But recovery is only temporary. And if you get this, if you put the recovery your #1 focus, it's only until you get to full recovery. After that, focus on whatever else you want to focus on. But just give yourself this time to fully be in recovery, focus on recovery, because this is the fastest way to get over the eating disorder and to recover. But if you're only willing to invest little time here and there, then you would just prolong your recovery to, I don't know, 10 years. Maybe you will never get there. If you don't commit to full recovery 100%, you will never get to 100%. So and the next information that really helped me to support myself through it, because I must admit that many times I thought that I am crazy one. Everybody else who is like dieting, like just eating clean or whatever, like they're the normal ones. Me with my eating disorder, with my bloating, with like no exercise, like I am the only crazy one. And to get like this, like I needed so much reassurance in my recovery, and this is why I do these videos, because I want to give you this constant reassurance that you are not crazy, you need to keep going, you are doing the right thing. And this is what I needed as well, despite recovering on my own. I couldn't give this to myself like all the time, and that's why like seeking information about recovery for me was like one of the best things that helped me go through those like times of like self-doubts and worry about food and eating and my weight. And I got most of the information from the internet. Like in today's world, the internet is like an amazing place, and I literally recovered thanks to the internet, I can say. And yes, people say that like a Dr. Google is not a real doctor, but for me, Dr. Google like really helped me. And I really don't want you to get any wrong ideas, because you do need to ask like help from the professionals and stuff. But I just want to say that we underestimate like how much good information is out there already. And just by reading about others people's experiences, how they recovered, seeking information about like how my body works, you know, like why the weight gain happens, why the extreme hunger happens, reading forums, reading somebody else's comments and replies and question and answers, like it really helped me to keep my sanity in recovery and keep going despite all of the maybe the outside information I got about the, you know, like the dieting and the weight obsession and everything. So yeah, seeking the recovery related information was really important for me to help myself go through recovery. And the last thing I want to mention is that like develop some kind of like support system around you, whether it's your partner, maybe your family, your friends, maybe even like online like groups, like recovery groups, or like some forums, or even like my videos, like they can help you in your recovery journey. Like whatever you can do to just like have more like-minded people around you, and people who are positive, people who support you. Yeah, and if you can develop this kind of support system around you, whether it's like only one person, like it doesn't matter, it's still better than nothing. Yeah, and make sure you reach out to them, you talk with them, you ask for help. Yeah, so my battery is dying out soon, but I want to wrap this up very quickly. So if you don't know, then I also offer recovery coaching. If you're interested, the link is down in the description. Like, work with me, yeah, find out more. But yeah, I really hope these tips helped you in your recovery journey, if you are recovering on your own, or just when you feel like you want to support your own recovery. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.